Welcome to Cosmic Eternity Channel. There's something I need to tell you today, and if you found this message, it's not by accident. This isn't another feel-good talk or a vague spiritual pep talk. What you're about to hear carries a truth that's been hidden in plain sight, buried, rewritten and erased from most of what the world teaches. Because if people truly understood what I'm about to reveal, the way they live, love, and see themselves would change forever. You might have already felt it, that strange exhaustion that doesn't come from lack of sleep. That quiet sense that something inside you has been fading little by little, as if your inner fire were being drained by forces you can't name. It's not your imagination. It's the result of being cut off from the purest source of power that lives inside you, your vital energy. This energy is sacred. It fuels your intuition, your creativity, your magnetism, and even your spiritual awareness. Yet most people have no idea how easily it can be wasted, scattered, misused, or even exploited by the very systems that thrive on your distraction and weakness. We live in a time when everything around us is designed to keep us disconnected from ourselves, from stillness, from the sacred. Every screen, every noise, every temptation seems built to pull you away from remembering what you truly are. But the ancients knew of a different way, a path that leads back to clarity, focus, and divine strength. And it has nothing to do with religion, dogma, or denial. It's about conscious awareness and honoring your own life force. This path is called conscious celibacy. Now, before you turn away thinking this message isn't for you, listen carefully. This isn't about forced abstinence, guilt, or moral judgment. It's about freedom. It's about reclaiming ownership of your own energy, your most sacred resource. It's about remembering that what you choose to share, where you place your attention and how you use your essence, all shape the reality you experience. If you're still listening, it's because something deep within you recognizes this truth. Your spirit remembers, because truth, when heard, doesn't just sound right, it feels right. And once you feel it, you can never truly forget it. Before I continue, take a moment to like this video so this message can reach others who are ready to awaken. Subscribe for more spiritual revelations and let me know in the comments where in the world you're watching from. It always moves me to see how far these words travel. Now, let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions of all. When people hear celibacy, they often picture restriction, repression, or something tied to shame and punishment, like monks denying their humanity to prove devotion. But that image is part of the deception. It was created to keep people from discovering the deeper power that conscious celibacy holds. The celibacy I speak of isn't about repression, it's about realization. It's not born of fear, guilt, or shame. It arises from clarity, from knowing that within you flows a divine energy meant to be honored, not squandered. Here's what almost no one talks about. True celibacy is a choice, not a rule. It's a radical act of spiritual rebellion, a decision to stop allowing your life force to be drained by systems that profit from your distraction, addiction, and dependency. Think about it. The modern world feeds on your lack of control. It sells you constant stimulation, endless craving, and instant gratification, keeping you in a loop of seeking and emptiness. Because as long as you're chasing temporary pleasure, you forget the power of your eternal essence. But the chosen ones, the awakened, they see through the illusion. They understand that desire itself isn't evil, it's human. The danger lies in becoming enslaved by it. Each time you give in to every fleeting impulse, you hand over a piece of your creative power, the very power that could build your purpose, your peace, and your destiny. From my perspective, what truly resonates with me about this message is the idea that conscious celibacy is not about restriction, but about awakening. It's about realizing how powerful our energy really is and how easily it can be lost when we live unconsciously. I believe that every time we choose awareness over impulse, we reclaim a piece of our strength, not just physically, but spiritually. To me, this practice isn't about denying desire, it's about mastering it. It's learning to direct that same force into creation, clarity, and inner peace. I see conscious celibacy as a path of self-respect, a reminder that our energy is sacred and that not everything that feels good in the moment serves our higher purpose. The more I understand this, the more I realize how much the modern world profits from our disconnection. Reclaiming our energy then becomes an act of quiet rebellion, a way of saying, I choose to live from my power, not my weakness. And that, to me, is the essence of true spiritual freedom. The path of conscious celibacy. Conscious celibacy is more than a practice. It's a turning point. It's the moment you stop running from yourself and begin reclaiming the energy you've unknowingly given away. And once you do, everything begins to change. You start to feel a calm strength rising from within. There's balance where chaos once lived. Instead of letting your energy leak into distractions or fleeting pleasures, you begin to hold it, to contain it, refine it, and let it nourish you from the inside out. That energy becomes the quiet force behind your intuition, your healing, your inner vision, your light. But make no mistake, this path isn't for everyone. It calls only to those who can feel it, those who already sense that something deeper within them is waiting to awaken. If you're still here, listening, it's because that seed was already planted in you long ago. Now that you understand conscious celibacy isn't about suppression, you're ready to see its true power. The energy you withhold doesn't disappear, it transforms. It becomes fuel, a radiant living current that burns brighter than desire itself. It clears the fog from your mind, sharpens your awareness, and amplifies your very presence. This isn't mysticism, it's spiritual physics. The same force that creates life also runs through you. It's divine electricity. And when you stop letting it drain outward, that current begins to move upward, feeding your heart, your mind, and your spirit. Your body becomes a sacred vessel. Your frequency rises. Stillness starts to feed you in ways noise never could. Peace becomes your natural state. And then something shifts. You begin to see the world as it truly is. You notice how everything around you is designed to pull you away from this peace. Endless noise, advertising, gossip, chaos. All meant to distract, to provoke, to keep you asleep. But once you awaken, it's harder to be deceived. You start to recognize the manipulation, to see the patterns, and in that moment of awareness, the power quietly returns to you. That is when the chosen ones begin to shine. Not because they are superior, but because they are whole. They walk in truth, aware, steady, and sovereign. This path doesn't demand perfection or isolation. It asks for presence, respect, and courage. The same energy once wasted now becomes focus, purpose, healing, and vision. And when this happens, something sacred ignites inside you. You stop needing validation. You stop chasing. Your presence itself becomes the message. You turn into a conscious channel of light, and the transformation that began in silence starts to illuminate everything around you. That's the real essence of conscious celibacy. It isn't about what's missing, it's about what overflows. It's about wholeness, self-mastery, and carrying a peace that no external pleasure can offer. And once that inner flame awakens, there is no going back. You've lit your fire, and by doing so, you've begun to light the way for others. From my own spiritual understanding, I see conscious celibacy as a sacred act of remembrance, a return to the truth that our energy is divine, not disposable. To me, it's not about deprivation or resistance, but about alignment. It's the art of redirecting what once scattered me toward what now strengthens me. Through this practice, I've learned that true power doesn't come from control, but from awareness. When I choose to honor my energy instead of wasting it, I feel more alive, more clear, and more connected to something far greater than myself. It's as if a hidden current begins to move through every part of my being, guiding me back to balance. In a world that constantly pulls us outward, conscious celibacy calls me inward to remember, to listen, and to protect the sacred within me. The more I live in that awareness, the more I understand that this path isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about choosing peace over chaos, light over distraction, and truth over illusion. That, to me, is what it means to walk this path. Not to escape life, but to live it more consciously as a vessel of divine energy, grounded in purpose and overflowing with quiet strength.